we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado, this is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
I love what you do with your time and how the energy that you bring, because
Thank you.
We're in theater. You still are?
Yes, well, currently my main focus is art by Udemè. So I'm just focused on building my career as an artist right now, because as a fine artist, I have always been a performer my whole life, and nothing's wrong with that. Like, I'm really, really great at performing. I just want to be really taken seriously in the art world, because that's also a big part of my passion and my love, you know? But theater will always be there. Like, I was singing Rent this weekend. Like, it'll always...
Singing Rent?
Yeah.
Classic.
It'll always be there for me. Performing arts is just in my blood. However, right now, just currently, the focus is like meshing my performing arts and my fine arts together.
How did you get into it? What was the spark originally where you're like, I want to be in this. I want to be in theater. I want to do art.
So, like, when I was 3 years old, I used to dance at all the Nigerian parties. Because I'm Nigerian. My name's Udemè.
Udemè.
That's just a
Super
great
exciting to have you in.
Thank you. And my name means the sharing the love of God in Nigerian, and from Ibibio, the Ibibio tribe in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Calabar. I'm shouting out everything right now.
Please do.
But I'm also half American, so my dad is from Alabama. So I just also have like that, you know, that I would say like Wakanda and Princess and the Frog energy inside of me. And not literally, but no, I like to just like literally say I literally am African American. So anywho, with that being said, I've always had this performing arts even in my blood. So as a little girl, I would dance a lot at these Nigerian parties. They would throw money at me until I was like 10, until I started to develop. They're like, you can't, sorry.
Yeah.
We can't throw, because they're literally throwing dollar bills at people's weddings or graduation parties and making room for me on the dance floor. I would go home with so much money. So then when my little sister was born, my older sister, Desiree, she told my mom to take me to an audition at Barbizon. So my mom took me. I walked the runway to This Is How We Do It by Montel Jordan.
Okay. This is how we do
it.
Okay.
Yes, that. I think I just touched the wrong part of the mic.
No, you're good. I didn't hear anything. Hey.
All right.
You're good to go.
Yeah. Even if you do, just run it.
But you see, I'm professional. I am an actress because I want to make sure it sounds right in a sense. Anyways, but no, so since then, it sparked that interest. So I've been like auditioning ever since then. I also had my first painting or first like Crayola drawing put in a gallery showing that first grade year when I was 6 years old as well too.
Wow.
So those core years of our personality being developed as humans, that is when I discovered that passion, you know? And then I would write gospel songs because I was told to only write gospel songs. So like in elementary school, I'd write gospel songs with my friends. And I really did think I was going to be like a pop star singer. I would memorize Bow Wow songs. So all that, and I did like theater in, you know, middle school. I did The Music Man. That was my first musical.
Yeah.
I love The Music Man. And then I joined my church choir at Heritage Christian Center. So when it was a big mega church, so we would be like background for Kirk Franklin, like Kurt Carr, like big names like Fred Hammond would come, T.D. Jakes, like it was huge. And we would like practice, and we were a small group, and I didn't know how impactful those years were for my self-confidence.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know that me being like 14, 15, 13, performing with those mega, like Mary's coming to my church, but I'm opening up for her. I just thought, I have to go to church because my dad said I have to go to church, and I'm a part of the choir. My dad said I had to be a part of the choir, but it was also me wanting to be like happy to sing, even though I saw myself being in like Destiny's Child or 3LW. But my dad was like, no, you're gonna use that energy for church. But I'm thankful for it because my choir director then is still touring with legends now, like Anita Baker. Wow. And huge people like that, and huge like jazz musicians like Ben Tankard were his mentors. And I'm like, whoa, God, like I really thank God for the alignment more than anything. So basically, Kevin, I feel like it got discovered, but I feel like it was just bred into me. And then being an artist, all my cousins, like not all my cousins, but two major older cousins of mine were major artists in high school with realism. And they both had made me portraits. And that let me know I can be an artist as well as be a performer, but also as a first generation American and then first generation Coloradan, you know, with my father coming from rural Alabama, I have not like something to prove, but there's a fire within me that's let me be in these freer spaces where I can be free as a woman. If I was like, you know, in Nigeria, more free as a woman, and then free as a black woman coming, like my dad not like taking himself out of rural Alabama where he comes to the West and there's just seems to be more opportunity. Anyways, I'm not gonna try to get all intense like that, but yeah, that's
quite a story. And
a lot. I just said all that. I feel like I spoke so fast.
No, that's great. I mean, that encapsulates kind of your
Oh my
story.
gosh.
It definitely answered my question. You have amazing energy, of course.
Thank
I
you.
can see why you're a performer and, you know, kind of artsy. Now, did you spend any time in Alabama?
I spent a summer there. So when I was 4.5, turning 5, my dad and one of his best friends, I called him uncle, we took a road trip down there with my doll, my baby doll. I'm not saying her name yet because I'm gonna name my child that name when I have one.
So like a literal like stuffed.
No, she wasn't stuffed. She was hard.
Okay.
It was like a
porcelain doll.
No, like a hard plastic. So you know how
Okay.
Barbie's like plastic, but
Yeah.
it was a fuller body. And she's from
As it should
Africa.
be.
Yeah. So it was a fuller body, but she was like my best friend because I would dress her up. Oh my gosh. So sorry. Yeah, you're laughing. 'Cause I remember I love Toy Story.
Toy Story's
I mean, who
fantastic.
doesn't
That's one of my
like-
favorite animated movies of all time.
It's like the best movie. And Buzz or Lightyear, I mean, such a good movie. It touched me. I
Oh,
cried.
I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't see that yet.
Y'all
See,
have to
the reason
see
I didn't
it.
see it though is because Tim Allen didn't do the voice for it.
Yeah,
How can you have Buzz Lightyear without Tim Allen? I
that's
feel like?
actually true.
I mean, that's the roots.
What is Tim Allen doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
I wonder what he's doing now in his life.
He was doing that sitcom. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but I don't know. When I heard that Tim Allen wasn't doing the voice, I was like, it's not really
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear without that Tim Allen root.
But did the guy get close?
Chris, what's his name, Bree? Or sorry.
No, you can. Yeah, no, we got Bree in the house.
Bree's in the studio. You can't see her. She's in here.
What's his name? Chris Evans, Captain America.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He
Okay, I
was
can see
good.
that.
He did really, really good. I
So
guess
you're saying it was worth a watch?
it was worth it. It was worth to see where their mind went for Buzz Lightyear and to see Buzz Lightyear out of the toy form. Because, you know, like we get to see him take off his thing and that's all we see. That's all we see. We don't get to see him do anything else in Toy Story. So to see him in human form, they give him a whole character background. I was so proud. And I also am just a huge Disney fan. I love
Yes.
Walt Disney. Huge fan of Walt Disney. Shout out to all the Sagittarius out there in the world. But
Sages.
I think
Yes.
my brother's
The Sages,
my brother's
okay.
a Saggy.
He's a Saggy.
He's a Saggy.
See?
Pretty sure. December 13th. He's a Saggy. Yeah. So there you go, Matt. You're a Saggy.
Yep. Shout out to you, Matt.
Solid laugh.
But yeah, so I just love the thought process behind the imagination.
So
of,
I feel like, and I have to cut you a little short here.
Go
just
ahead, cut me short.
because the animated stuff that we grew up with, that was part of Disney, was something that I feel was extremely unique. Because the other day I was watching, and I think this was like Warner Bros. So it actually wasn't Disney, but The Iron Giant, but similarly produced to all those great hand-drawn movies. And what is it? The Lion King was the last hand-drawn Disney movie, and if you watch that right now, it still looks amazing.
yeah, it does.
And
It does.
I miss that. I kind of miss the hand-drawn and that feel of, you know, this is not produced by a computer. This is drawn by hand. I kind of miss that a little bit.
Yeah, I completely understand like exactly what you're saying. There's just this rawness to it, which is why I get it. I've been kind of reluctant to do digital art because of that reason.
Okay.
You know, because I just love the form. I don't want us to miss that physical form, you know, objects of things, especially when it comes to the art form. Of course, I love Pixar. Oh my gosh. You know,
And some of the best movies, Soul.
Yeah.
Like all these different
Cars.
movies. Yeah, Cars.
Obviously, I'm a big car guy, big
Yeah.
NASCAR
I
guy.
we
So
could
cars
probably
hit home.
we could probably name every single one, and somebody's
yeah.
going to agree that that's a great movie.
Exactly. But like, I don't know, just to only be able to watch the behind the scenes when they do sketch it out, but then when they put it in computer form, it is enough. But like you said, it's like that grittiness of like Fantasia.
Oh yes,
You know?
classic.
Like,
Fox and the Hound.
Yeah. Fox
Love
and the
Fox and the Hound. That was my favorite. That was my favorite movie as a little boy. I'd eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I'd watch Fox and the
Me
Hound.
too. I love Fox and
It's
the
an epic
Hound.
movie.
I mean, if that movie doesn't make you cry,
Oh,
then,
it pulls on your heartstrings.
you know, you need to get in touch with yourself.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
tired of that.
It's okay to cry, and we talk about this all the time, but modern men should be allowed to cry.
Yeah, you guys should.
We need to be able to expose ourselves. Everybody should be
I've been getting better at it.
comfortable being vulnerable.
I've been doing more crying.
I understand.
Art's helped me with that a little bit, I feel like. Because I used to just push it down, hold it in. Now if I'm driving down 25, maybe a song comes on.
Oh, you just let yourself.
Yeah,
feel
my
the
lip starts
vibe.
quivering a little bit. And I'll just let it flow.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Gotta get it out.
Yeah, you do. I love that.
Yeah.
Because I just cried today. And I feel like I've cried a lot in my past. And I was like, especially like, just, I don't know, like a lot. And I was like, I don't have any more tears left to cry, okay? But
Where they
then
at?
sometimes you have to let them tears
You gotta let them flow.
fall.
Oh, that, I mean,
yeah.
you got happy tears, you got sad tears, maybe angry tears.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on what you're feeling, right? Mm-hmm. What the day's doing.
Yep, I be letting them happy tears flow. It's
Oh
the
my
other
gosh.
ones that I'd be like,
I was about to say, like, I've been blessed recently to like have those moments where, because I'll go on a walk. That's how I met you.
yeah.
Like I went
that
on a
was
walk.
So awesome.
And then I met you out there, and like as I'm walking back to the building, you know, it's a beautiful building, fountains out front. You have this epic view. So many great memories I have in this structure, and I feel so fortunate. And so sometimes I'll be on that walk, and I'll just be like, you know, I'll be like looking up a little bit, and I'll just be like, "Thank you for this," you know. And I put it out there, and it makes me emotional because when as everybody struggles, because everyone's going to go through a struggle. Everyone has that road, that long, cold, hard road that we have to walk.
Yep.
And once you recognize that you've been on that road for a while and you're starting to step off into like a greener pasture, like you have to recognize that and give yourself a pat on the back, right?
Yeah.
Acknowledge it.
Like congratulate yourself and have that gratitude. I get exactly what you're saying for sure. And that day,
You're good.
that day that we met, it was such a fun day for me. I was just like, I was literally having one of those
You were
days.
doing the
like you
balance
said.
bar.
Yeah, I was doing the balance beam, which was my new favorite thing to do. Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I was so focused. You were doing some push-ups.
I did.
Yep.
I like to hit 20 at that point on the walk. And I was just like, all right, I got to hit these push-ups. But then I was feeling the sister energy, you and Bree. And I was like, I gotta say what's up, give some stickers out, you know?
Yeah, I still
I
have
had
my
to.
stickers.
And now you have
Yes,
another one
now
on your
I have
arm.
another one right here.
See if we can get that on camera. Oh, there it is.
Bingo.
There it is. That's
Yeah.
Is it that
Strong.
pose? The
Strong.
woman pose.
Yes.
that immediately puts you in the running for guest of the year.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I'll take it. I will take that award. Okay. Okay. I'll take it proudly. Badge of honor.
Yes.
Badge of honor, because I think you guys are dope for sure. For sure.
We
Well, yeah, thanks for the
appreciate the
support.
support, yeah, and giving us some listens, and it's interesting because we're authentic on here. Like we don't play a role. We're the same person on and off camera, and to have been able to create a platform that, you know, we create waves, and there's a wake, and people can ride our wake. You
Yeah.
know, like it feels so good, especially. And I'll probably touch on this a little bit because I feel like this is a deeper type of conversation episode. But when you are being selfish for so many years of your life and you're not doing anything to help others, and you're being, you know, not even treating yourself well, and then you get into a position where now you can help others and help others have a voice, like it just means a lot, you know. So to have you excited to be in here and bring your energy and be thanking us,
Yeah.
like it's a little surreal for us, but we're also just really fortunate because we get to make your night. And so when you leave, we're gonna be like, man, she had the best time. Like that's what we want to accomplish when we have guests in. Like, you're the star, obviously. You're killing the outfit.
Definitely the
Thank
star.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, speaking of thank yous, I do have little things for you guys.
Okay.
Little thank you cards.
Oh, wow.
And this one is for you, Kevin.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
This little customized little envelope. And this one was for you.
Oh, sweet.
That's fancy.
Arthur.
Here, let's hold them up here, Kev,
Yeah,
so
let's
the
get
people
them
the people can see. A and K, AK, baby.
Yay, AK!
Do you want us to open these now?
If you want, go
You
ahead.
want to do it on the air?
All right, here. Let me hit this quad cut so we can get the reaction.
let's
You
go.
go first, Kevin.
I mean, you know, alphabetically.
That
Oh,
is
okay,
alphabetical.
okay.
Let's go in
I
alphabetical order
want to
here.
treat this card right because I could tell that there's been some time and effort.
Yeah, there
Yes,
is.
put into
I
this.
just freestyled those
No,
this
it's
afternoon,
beautiful.
and it's made with acrylic paint.
That's terrific.
And
it's signed.
yes, it's
2022.
signed. Yep, signature on
Yeah.
there. And I did ask you your favorite colors before,
Yes.
so he told me. So I wanted to mix it all in there. And what I thought about, I sketched it out before, and I just
Okay.
thought discussion combustion, discussion combustion,
Yeah.
discussion combustion. And then I was like, oh wow, that's just what I got. And then I wanted to put my swirls in it. Of course, that's my natural style that I do. I do more of a geometric abstract, but it's also from energy. So the swirls that I decide to put in there using the silver is
Okay.
because you are an air sign, you are a water sign, but H2O. So they both can have a similar energy. That's also why Geminis and Pisces get along as well too. The two fish, the two person. So I wanted to just really put that energy of you guys' unity in there together.
That's very
I'm so
thoughtful.
happy to
Yes.
have a unity with you, Kevin.
Well, I think that's
Yes.
tremendous that you've done your research, know all this stuff about us, and we're kind enough to bring us these wonderful pieces of art here. I'm very, very honored, and that's exciting.
You're so welcome.
All right, I'm going to do this. All right,
ahead and
I
open
already
that.
popped the seal on it.
Awesome.
All right, and we're definitely saving this because this is,
Oh, that's
You
going
know.
permanent studio art.
yeah, we're
Yes.
putting these up. It looks great. All right, so we have his art by Udemè. How do I say it fast?
You said it perfect.
Udemè?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you can. If you have to say it fast, it means you might be mad at me. I don't know. Or you're like Udemè.
Or you're like
I don't
making me
know.
nervous.
Yeah, maybe I'm making you nervous. But you want to just Udemè.
Udemè.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna read this to myself because I'm a horrible out loud reader.
Okay.
But you have beautiful handwriting.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for inviting me on the Discussion Combustion podcast. I enjoy your inquisitive mind and ability to be vulnerable about your life and keep shining bright.
Yes.
That's beautiful, with a beautiful signature and stars. Look at this handwriting. This is gorgeous.
That's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
It's the first time we've ever received
Cards.
on
Yeah.
the air. I mean, we definitely received them off the air, so this is kind of a fun experience. That was thoughtful of you and a way to use your creative abilities. Look at that. That's tremendous.
welcome.
Love
Um,
it. Love it.
All right. Art by Udemè.
Yes.
Let's take a look here. Kevin, thank you for having me on the Discussion Combustion podcast. Your ability to listen and carefully respond is a great quality, to mention your perfect radio voice. Keep up the great work. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
That's terrific.
Yeah, you're a sweetheart for that.
That's really
You
nice.
guys are so welcome. I really, really appreciate what you guys do. And as a Coloradan, I love the culture of Colorado, and I love my Coloradans, and I just always want everybody dope to just keep being dope and just
Yes.
keep winning. And
It takes a
yes.
village.
Yes,
It takes
does.
a village. I mean, that's one thing I've learned getting into this business. Art and I both came from the music industry.
Oh, you too. Do you
Yeah,
sing?
I do sing. I'm a guitar player and sing.
Yeah, he's good.
I got
He's
that.
good.
I got that country voice.
Oh, I love it. I can tell.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll sing you a tune when we're done here. But the fact remains is, we both came from the entertainment industry a little bit, and we're chasing that. And, we've told the story a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
you've probably picked up on how Art and I got into this. And we've just always had this creative drive. We've always wanted to create content. And what better way to create content than just be ourselves, drink beer, drink whiskey,
Yeah.
hang out with great people. It's truly a blessing and a dream come true. So again, I appreciate your support, and that was very sweet of you. And we're going to continue to
welcome.
push what you do and help you
thank
succeed
you.
and get you in touch with people we know, because that's how it works. It's a revolving door, right? We build a community.
Yeah.
We help each other out.
Well, and I love that you're sharing art with the youth as well. You're going out there, you're putting your stuff out there, you're helping the youth and younger kids learn how to paint as
Yeah.
well, and opening up that door to the creative mind, because
Yes.
it's so. When I first met you, I just knew there's an energy about you,
Thank you.
and originally I was like, so what are you, a model? Like, what are you, like, in the music? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're doing something. But to have that passion and share it with everybody and put it out there with how authentic you're being about it, and you do this full time, right?
Yes.
But like you're
Yes.
an entrepreneur,
Yes.
holding it down, business owner, and getting it done. So tell us a little bit about that. What are some of the struggles, things that you've had to overcome to get to this current level of success that you're having?
Definitely. Thank you so much for saying that about me, because I feel like I'm so fresh into this, where sometimes it's hard to believe how long I've been pushing it for, but also how much I've done, So I guess the biggest struggle was starting, right? So the biggest struggle for me was leaving the fashion retail industry, which was a place where I was so comfortable and succeeding. And I could have easily become a district manager for like, you know, a high-end fashion company and like give my whole life to that. And yes, I loved it. And yes, I love customer service. And I do love the corporate world sometimes. You know, sometimes it is a fun structure to have. However, every time I was in those spaces towards the end of my 20s, it was just suffocating me. I had to leave because I'll be daydreaming. And then people would be like, people would actually tell me, like, I'm servicing them at these jobs and I'm doing great. And then they're like, but you shouldn't be working here.
They could tell.
Yeah, like you shouldn't. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I shouldn't? Like, are you sure? Because this is right now. It's paying the bills.
Yeah.
But like, are you sure? And they're like, no, like, don't. And then I really think that, like, what finally pushed me was I had an elder in my family. She went through something mental deeply. And I was like, and she's, you know, the reason why, like, my Nigerian side is here.
Okay.
You know? So I had to think, what is my purpose? This is not only my purpose. Like, yeah, I took that test in high school. They said get into retail. You did, good job. You made a good living out of it. But right now, that's not going to get you. Where do you want to be when you're 60? What do you want to look at when you're 60 years old? Who do you want to be? Especially with me having my mother go to heaven so soon. She was 41.
That is young.
Yes, and I was there at home with her, and she passed away from lupus complications. So lupus was like something that was off of stress, you know? So seeing my mother, that happened to my mother so soon. And then I told you about, I have a sibling who suffered with sobriety issues and lost her fight to her addiction.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, something's got to give. And she was my older sibling. So I was around the same age that when she went to heaven, when I had this awakening within myself, like, leave this retail life right now. So that was the hardest part, though, because I had so many friends in that business. I had so many friends in that industry, so many good memories in that industry.
Yeah.
Such a safe, comfy spot in that industry. I can do whatever. Like, I have connections everywhere. I can go and get a job anywhere. But no, I had to take that risk. Yes. So then after taking that risk, I definitely had to take some losses. Okay.
Of course, yeah.
I took some big losses. I did do like a catering business that got handed down to me for a little bit by that family member who went through that issue. But when she got back, she came back too. She was able to go back into that business. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. But started a catering business. That gave me like the ins and outs of how to be my own boss. It was with some elderly couples, and it was really, really nice to like have consistency, make good connections. But even at one of their homes, they had artwork all over their homes, and they were close friends to a prominent Colorado fine artist painter, who did a lot of artwork like me. And so I'm like, okay, here's another sign. So I'm in these people's home. I'm serving them food every evening, and I'm doing decent, but they have an artist friend. And this man was a successful artist from Colorado. And his work looks like my work, and I think my work's so different, and it won't, you know, is it going to do good or not? But this is someone who's successful, who their work looks like mine, but mine's like a more different version of the now. So I'm like, okay, again, God, you're placing me into these things. What am I going to do? So then I went through poverty for like a year and a half. So tough. Sorry, I'm going to have to cough a little bit.
No, you're good.
Excuse me. I've been drinking tea all week for you guys. I've been trying to be prepared.
Drinking tea to get prepared?
Yeah.
What kind of tea?
Green tea, this like ginger tea. I might need my kombucha.
Gotta get that kombucha hit.
Kombucha is delicious.
I love it. Yeah, we were talking about that off mic a little bit.
Yeah, we were.
Here, no, you come on in.
Are you sure?
Yeah, come on.
Here you go.
Thank you so much.
I was like, I don't want to mess up the shot.
Yeah, the kombucha's
Oh my gosh.
good.
Am I
It
in the
is.
frame?
Here, I'll get you drinking the kombucha.
That's good stuff. The multi-green one.
Bucci, baby.
Yes.
Get you some.
Get that health.
All right, the whiskey was getting me a little
A little
woo in the throat. Okay.
Okay.
Now we're back.
We back, baby.
Yes. So I went through that moment,
Yeah.
got myself out of that,
with
which
now poverty. is knocking at your door.
It was intense. It was intense, but I got through it. You know?
Well, it's interesting because, I mean...
I guess it wasn't that damn intense. It was like,
Yeah.
hold on. It was moments of intensity, but when I like look back on it and I hear other people's experiences, I'm like, okay, hold on.
But it was still something you had to overcome.
It's something
You
I
know?
never thought that I would have to go through.
Yeah.
With, again, coming from that really good, structured corporate background, always having that, always having my own back to being like, my back's against the wall, and I have to believe in art by Udemè like no one else.
Yes. And I love these cards, too.
Thank you.
But with all the entrepreneurs that we've talked to on this program, like 95% of them were broke.
Yes.
At some point, struggling.
You listen to any successful entrepreneur. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary and a lot of those guys on Shark Tank, and they've all kind of attest to the fact, hey, we were all in debt at once. We were all negative at one point. Like, and like Steve Harvey says, I know I've said this a few times on the program.
Steve Harvey's a big
I
one.
love Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
And he's motivated me big time. I've listened to him time and time again. And he said, you don't know if your parachute's going to open unless you jump. You got to take that leap to see if it's going to happen, right? And we're kind of in that boat, right? We took a huge leap in doing what we do here. Every successful entrepreneur has to go through the hard times, that long, cold, hard road, right? Difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations.
Definitely.
I
That's
sound
so
like
true.
Yeah.
That is so true. But like, yeah, when you're in it, it feels crazy. And then you realize how much you're changing. And I feel like, now I'm in that place of being comfortable with who I am after going through that, but also after just taking a risk on myself of like being like, whoa, but you took this risk and you're doing great. You're astonishing yourself right now, even with more of like my mental strength than just the material success first. It's more of who I have become on the inside before.
And that's the most important part.
Yeah, that's the most important part. And I'm like, bitch, what? Like with who I become, I'm like, I look back at my younger self even just like 2 years ago and I'm like, do you know what you did?
I know, because you kind of get in the trenches and you're just working and getting it. And yeah, sometimes when you look back, it's important to celebrate our previous successes. And I'll make a quick point here on success energy. We were talking about that before we started recording. But there's free success energy for anybody to tap into, and all you have to do to tap into that,
You have talked to, I saw that.
is just go look at your past. How did you succeed in the past? What have you overcome in the past? You might be struggling right now, but I bet you succeeded in the past. And just think about that moment and be like, you know what? I got this.
Yep.
Yeah, again,
Exactly.
Piggybacking off Steve Harvey again, he talks about the survival rate. He goes, think about all those bad times where you thought you weren't going to make it, and that you were down and out and you couldn't afford to eat and this, that, and the other. Your survival rate was 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he went through some things.
he did. His story is amazing. No, he's definitely a very inspirational man for sure.
Definitely. Whew. Yeah, I love his story.
Yeah, solid lad.
I mean, it's cool though, because you have to learn to take risks in life. And I know that I'm a broken record, but I'm broken on the positive part of the song. And so I'm okay with like repeating the stuff constantly. And when you are complacent and you are comfortable all the time, then you are going to feel unfulfilled. You might not know why you're depressed, but then you also don't get off your couch and challenge yourself at all. Even a small challenge as like, all right, I'm going to, vacuum right now. I've been thinking about it for a week, but then once you do it, it takes 30 minutes. Like you'll think about doing something for like 3 or 4 days, and then you're like, all right, I'm just gonna do it, and it takes.
And then it's
30
like so
minutes.
easy. Yep.
Yeah, like
You're
why
okay.
procrastinate? Like why
Many victories.
Why did we spend that time waiting?
It's amazing what it will do for your mental health. I mean, I went through this the other night. I just wanted to go home and do nothing. I wanted to be lazy. And I resorted back to the 10-minute rule that I've talked about on the show a few times. Put 10 minutes on the clock. Let's see how much we can get done. Let's take the trash out. Let's unload the dishwasher. Let's get a load of laundry going. 10 minutes. Let's see how much we can get done. Because I like kind of doing those little mini challenges a little bit. It gets me motivated.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's amazing what you can get done.
It
It really is. And, I know I'm going to beat a dead horse here. I got to say it. I say it almost every week. People will do more to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure. And that's just a complacent mindset of doing more.
Okay, so you don't normally break it down. Break it down this week.
Yeah, I'll break it down.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, I think it means something different for everybody, right? It's how you interpret that information. But I think generally speaking, majority of folks will do more to avoid pain. So that could mean a couple things. Getting out of a difficult relationship, making a move to a new city to pursue a new career, going through a transformation in your body and getting off sugar or losing weight, whatever the case may be, something that, could benefit your life, right? So doing more to avoid pain, right? So the pain of going through that, the pain of losing somebody, the pain of the financial risk, the pain of working out, whatever the case may be, the mind will typically, we talk about the 5-second rule, we'll try to talk ourselves out of it. So doing more to avoid pain, the pain of, taking that financial risk of being an entrepreneur, all those kind of things, then to gain pleasure of then being the entrepreneur and being on the success side. I think if more people could just kind of look at it that way, right, and balance the scale a little bit here of, okay, if I just take some risks here, but it's hard, and it's easy to sit here and preach and look at the camera and say, hey, you can change your life tomorrow. I'm not a motivational speaker.
But I'll be the Lord of the witness, bro. I've seen
you can, though.
Oh, absolutely. You can. That's it. As you said, you can do this. Absolutely. If you believe and achieve, you will receive, as Emmy said a few weeks ago. I truly believe that.
And when you do it with love.
Even better.
Yeah, because, yep, exactly. I guess, not only if you only do it in love, but it depends on what you want to get back from it. But I guess I always like to have the reminder that I'm going to do everything that I want to do, but I'm going to do it with gratitude, with humility. Still, of course, some ego. You've got to have the ego. But, more than anything, understanding that this is God-given or not, source-given or DNA given, whatever is given. It's given, okay,
Yeah.
So.
And whatever works for you, too. I think Emmy also hit on a good point with that a few weeks ago. Not, what works for me might not work for Art and vice versa, right? But I think just having these brainstorms of information and getting these motivations out there and different ideas of how to succeed.
Exactly.
How do we, how can we piggyback off that success energy and help each other grow mentally, physically, all those things. I think that's where my mind's at.
I just took gems from what both y'all said, some little notes. Okay, I'm going to lock that in there. Okay, I'm taking that home. Great advice, especially from seeing people who are consistent in doing it and have a peace of mind, it just seems to be just this gracious energy, just even here in your studio that you guys have, where you could tell this is the right course for you guys. You guys were being pushed, you guys listened to the destiny call.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what you're saying, pick up the phone, people. Your destany's calling.
Yeah, your destiny is calling you.
It does not leave a voicemail.
It's calling you.
Yeah, you better pick up.
Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes it's a long, cold, hard road. It really is. I mean, Art and I have been through a lot to get here.
Yeah.
And it's important to look in the rear view, but we're not going that way.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Now I'm just spitting out all these. I'm just reciprocating all these things I've heard over the last few years. But it's good. We talk about positive affirmations a lot on here, and I think those are very important for me personally. I mean, they might not work for a lot of folks, but positive affirmations I think go a long way.
They do.
If you just keep reciting it to yourself, you'll eventually believe it.
Yeah.
And it will come to fruition.
Definitely. Lately, I don't know. I've been feeling like I listen to positive things, but me telling myself that, I've been kind of preaching it at myself instead of saying it gently. So I decided to just make a playlist for good affirmations that I need to just hear when I'm kind of being my own worst critic, of being like, you are this. I am. But it's saying
yes.
with that grit. But it's sometimes I need to hear it a little gentler from a song,
Yeah.
I mean, I love that gritty. I love that gritty shit because it's all right, and not it. This doesn't work for everybody. I look at it like I'm a warrior, and I fight every single day for what I've built and how much I suffered in the past with my own doing. I created my own mistakes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so but to fight with me every day, because I'm not trying to be arrogant at all, but I feel like I have a tenacity that is barely matched within society. There are so many talented people out there, but they're selling themselves short. Anyone can match my tenacity, but they're not doing it. And so within that, I love that energy where it's fucking come test this, life, not somebody, but life, come and test this. I'm prepared for life to keep testing and I forget the quote fully, but it's the only good fight that there is left is the fight with ourselves to go all the way.
That's so real.
To go all the way.
That's...
And what does all the way mean to you? What does it mean? And I'm gonna go all the fucking way.
Yeah.
And I get pumped about that, and I need to pump my brakes right now because I'll start banging stuff and I get all hyped up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
So I like the gritty stuff that you're talking about, but then also like what you're saying with music is sometimes, you know, there is that different approach and a different emotional input from getting it from a different, you know, realm of thought and emotion, because there are so many ways that life can be perceived. You know, even 20 people listening to this conversation might be perceiving it differently. So wherever you can find it, I guess is what I want to say is, like, if you need to fight yourself and you want to go to war and battle yourself, then buckle up, because you're your best opponent to ever face. Or if you need to get some encouragement from a song and get it like from an external source to like just give you a reminder, then do that too, because it's equally as important. You know, and it's different from day to day for me as well. You know, but like that whole thing, like finding your energy, allowing it to come into your life and play around with your emotions a little bit, because sometimes when you really try to get in touch with your inner self, like you realize there's layers that you've been, you know, putting dirt on.
Yeah.
You know?
You like find so many different things, like you said. The onion theory of Shrek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful to peel back the layers. Is it a sweet onion? Is it a yellow onion? Is it a white onion? You know? And yeah, to piggyback off that, yeah, you are a tenacious beast, Art.
Oh, thank you.
But as you know, you spend a lot of time with me, and I'll match that energy every day on time, if not exceed it.
He does.
That's
Nah,
good.
But we push each other.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
It's okay, so we've been starting this thing, and it's orca energy.
We're orcas.
Ooh, orca.
Orca
What is an
orgy.
orca?
We're alpha orcas.
A killer
What's an
whale.
orca? Oh,
Killer
yeah,
whale.
duh. Orca. I was like, I've heard this before.
The biggest predator on the planet that hunts as a pack and is also extremely intelligent. And so like I've been
I'm going to give you credit for that.
channeling that spirit
That's
animal
so
for
good.
some time now.
Yeah.
And the orca energy is for real, and people can feel it. Like, and you have orca energy. I was going to
Do
say
you think
that.
I
100%.
do? I love dolphins.
No.
Oh,
no,
see,
but-
that makes
yeah.
sense, though.
Yeah.
See, that perfectly aligns. It totally
Yes.
makes sense.
What did Beyonce say? I'll be a whale. Wait, let me stop. She did say that. She said that she would be a whale. So that's so cool. I'll be a whale. I'll be an orca.
Yes.
What, is it? It's not the one with the unicorn, is it?
You're going to swim with the orcas?
No, that's a narwhal.
You like whales. You have that? Did you have that whale book? You know that big whale book?
I
When we were
didn't,
little kids?
but I like to geek out on documentaries, and you know when I'm watching something at home, like it's normally going to be like some sort of documentary.
Me
Or
too.
like
I
some
love
geopolitics
documentaries.
or something. Like I find this Earth and its transition and like
Yeah.
where we're at and like how it all fits together. Like everything's connected.
See, and it's so cool you guys are saying that because the cards are made out of bamboo.
Oh really?
Wow.
If you look at the back, it has the ingredients.
90% bamboo, 10
Yeah.
cotton. That's
Yes.
pretty amazing.
And bamboo is an abundant
I want to
plant.
put it on my heart.
Put it on your heart.
Yeah.
To the solar plexus, so you can
On your
really.
heart,
solar
Art.
You
plexus.
got to take it to the solar plexus.
On your heart.
That's where
Yes.
your body takes in the kinesiology energy.
It does. It does.
Kinesis.
Yes.
Telekinesis, is that a word? I don't want to sound.
telekinesis is a-
Telekinesis.
Yes.
I'm an unnatural blonde. I'm playing. Let me not be shady. My sister's looking at me like you did not say that. I know. Okay. I don't want to.
You can wow out as much as you want on discussion.
You know, I've been watching a
alright?
lot of Marilyn Monroe lately.
Okay.
Oh, epic.
I love her. I have this new love for her, and I think that I took my time knowing about her because how tragic her ending was.
Yeah.
You know,
How did it end for her again?
I don't want to talk about it.
That's fine. No, let's skip
We're
by
going to
that.
focus on the
No,
good
no,
times.
we can talk about it because we have to, right? Because we were kind of just touching on
Well, I
it.
forget. Like I feel like she took her own life.
Overdose. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it
Got it.
intentional?
It could have been.
Because I've heard kind of like the Brittany Murphy story. Did you ever hear that?
That one was crazy.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I watched a documentary on it. Like I guess her ex was like really possessive, controlling.
Yep. And weird.
Yeah, and weird. Kind of a creeper a little
He
bit.
just like wanted to be famous.
Yeah.
So bad.
And wanted to control her time and money
Mm-hmm.
completely. So again, I think like with Marilyn Monroe, was like, was it intentional? Was it not? Brittany Murphy, was it suicide? Was it not?
Yeah. It is that question. I don't know. I don't want to say because there's so many conspiracies, but I would say watch the documentary on Netflix.
That's a good start. Yeah.
That was a
And
really,
then
it was
decide-
really,
and then
really
decide
good.
for yourself. Yeah.
Yep,
I
I
think
made
that's a
up
good
my
answer.
mind, but I don't want to.
You don't want to.
I'm a Marilyn Monroe fan, and I love her, and I feel like she needs to get continued respect.
Yes.
Her, Dorothy Dandridge, as well too. Anyone who's also even survived, like Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato, she still needs to get her flowers too. Like people who have survived having those energies from Hollywood.
It's a dark place, Hollywood. I
It
feel like.
can be.
I mean, I feel like more, darkness comes out of Hollywood than light. I feel like it changes people. I'm a big fan of Theo Vaughn. I don't know if you're familiar with Theo Vaughn.
No, what does he do?
He's a mainstream comedian and major podcaster.
Oh, wow.
He moved to L.A. and Hollywood to chase that dream of being, an actor and all that kind of stuff. And he tells his story quite well. And he just, when he got there, he's like, man, this is just, it's too fake for me. He didn't want to have to, play that character. Everyone's fancy out there.
Yeah.
And he's a good old boy. He's from Louisiana. And he ended up moving his operation to Nashville. A lot of folks are leaving that area.
They are.
The entertainment industry is changing. The market is changing big time. And California is not where it's at anymore. I mean, you can make it in Austin, Texas, Denver, Colorado.
Anywhere you want to make it in the world.
Exactly.
I remember having this conversation with some people 2 years ago, and I was like, anywhere I am, I will be successful. And I feel like
that's
you
good.
have to have that mindset because it also keeps you from looking down on people.
Yes.
Idaho, what are they gonna do in Idaho? It's like, no, don't look down on people.
Potatoes is what they do.
Exactly.
And they're delicious. Okay.
Yeah, and whatever else they do, I think they have good schools, and I don't
Yeah.
know. Obviously, something big if they are still standing. I don't know,
Right.
but maybe just because it's not flashy and
yeah.
like
It
and
doesn't
all
need to be
over the
fancy.
place. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that it's not worthy. You
True.
know,
Yeah.
it does not mean that it's
good
not
perspective.
worthy of going there. You know,
Yeah, because it's
I mean, it's all God's earth.
exactly.
it is.
You know.
And I think there was too much stock put into New York City and Los Angeles.
Yep.
Those were the entertainment capitals, right? If you're either in New York or L.A., pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
And now Chicago came in there. Austin, Texas is booming.
Yeah, and wasn't Chicago before people wanted to move to LA, in the 50s and
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, just right off the Great Lakes, though, right there in the winters. Because my mom grew up in Chi-Town, in Skokie,
that's
which
cool.
was southern Chicago. But yeah, she would describe the winters and just that
Brutal.
cold breeze coming off the frozen lake. I mean, I like the cold and all, but that seems tough. That seems some tough stuff.
Yeah.
I'm from New England, so
Oh,
I dealt with.
wow.
Yeah, I'm a New Englander.
Oh, nice.
A couple more beers, I'll start the Pouty Wicked Hide. But yeah, I mean, New England's always my home. I'm a New England Patriots fan through and through. We look like garbage this week.
Oh.
We did not play well, but I love my home. I've been out here in Colorado since 2007, so Colorado's my
Oh,
home now.
wow. Okay. I was like, you feel really Coloradan.
Yeah, I got my cowboy boots. I wasn't a cowboy boot wearer back in New England, but I always kind of had some of
What
them
did you wear in New England then?
hiking boots.
Okay, I could get down with that.
Yeah.
I mean, because the cowboy boots aren't real big up in New England. You don't see a lot of that.
Interesting.
But I saw that country in me. I grew up in the woods on a lake. So blessed to have grown up there in the beautiful town of Whitburn, New Hampshire.
I love fresh water.
Yeah.
Fresh water is the best water. Swimming pools get me weird now.
I don't like swimming pools either. They gnarl me out hot tubs.
You have to take a shower when you're done.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I
There's
feel
all
like
chemicals soaking into your skin.
Yeah.
And shit.
yeah, and just people's you're sitting in booty juice.
Yeah.
And it just
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh.
that's how I feel about it. I don't want to sit in someone else's ass water.
Look,
Yeah.
Like a hot tub
the
specifically.
benefits of doing aerobics in a pool to me is worth it. When I had that conversation with you, I was sitting out in the parking lot about to go for a swim at
that's so
Kevin's pool.
cool.
And then once I got off the line, but that's where I figured out my orca spirit animal.
Cool. You're
So-
wearing blue.
Hey, I got to make the eyes pop sometimes.
Your eyes are beautiful.
And thanks, Mama. And I know I said that to the first time. But here's
I told you that. I did tell you
you
that.
did both you did.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
will
like,
compliment some pretty eyes.
I got a little flush. I don't know how I haven't gotten over that yet. But
Fan him off. He's
yes,
hot.
easy.
I know. Sometimes he
No
looks at
more
me
whiskey.
with those eyes sometimes, and I'm like,
No
I need
more.
another beer.
Kevin, you knock that off, okay? The way that you talk to me with that radio voice sometimes, you get me like,
Careful now.
can we record a podcast?
Today's episode is brought to you by Arthur's Baby Blue Eyes.
Yes. Your voice is so cool. Do you do that voice on you guys' YouTube? Is that you?
That's me.
I knew it was
that's
you.
that's just.
I knew it was you.
Oh, wait, for the intro?
Yeah.
Oh, on the intro? No,
Yeah.
that's
no.
not you?
No, that's our boy out in L.A.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
Speaking
good.
of L.A. No, I wasn't going to do. I mean, I can't introduce ourselves.
Yeah,
That's
we
a little.
gotta
don't know.
have
Why you
somebody
never
bring
know?
us in.
I thought you were talking about like maybe the ad reads or something.
I don't know. But you still have a good voice.
Thank
I
you.
would have been, you never know how people can do like impressions. Like they could change their voice.
Yeah, I mean, I do that sometimes. I mean, I can do the
Yeah.
Butthead laugh from Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, nice.
Are
I used
you-
to watch Beavis and Butthead cartoons.
Here's what I recommend. Paramount Plus. There's a brand new season. Mike Judge brought it back.
I saw.
It's
I don't know if
funny.
I'm ready.
It's funny.
It's so
Because I
good.
watched
Yeah.
Animaniacs when they brought it back, and it was
It's
so
good.
It was crazy. They're like, and Beyonce's the queen. I was like, oh no, y'all did not. It was so cool. It was so cool.
No, I recommend Beavis, but it's so stupid though. Art and I were watching a couple episodes, and we're both just like, "This is dumb."
No, I'm
my
like,
God.
laugh so hard
Kevin,
at it.
can you stop doing the Beavis or was it Butthead?
Yeah,
stuff?
let's see if I do the butthead.
Maybe that should be your Halloween costume.
That's a good idea.
Oh my
Because I
gosh.
love Halloween. I get fancy. I did Joe Exotic a few years ago, which
Oh
is
man,
tremendous.
Joe Exotic.
showed
Oh my
that. He
gosh,
showed that.
Carol Baskin.
So yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
So Joe Exotic, obviously, I'm a big fan, and shout out to John Rinke, who's a great friend of
Yeah,
ours.
yeah, John, we love
So
you, man.
John Rinke,
Which one was John?
he's the guy that had his legs amputated.
Oh, John.
So John, and he was, Joe's.
No, but he's moving around. He gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He's the guy he's got the legs. I mean,
Okay.
that's how you know him from Tiger King, right?
Okay, I forgot.
John-
I think I got caught up in Carol Baskin and Joe because
That was big.
And then that one, and then his husband's, and then
Yes.
yeah, I got caught up in, and even her husband.
But
And
if
her
you watched,
husband being eaten potentially,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well,
Allegedly.
So Rink believes that 100% the husband
Yeah.
was fed to the tigers. So Rink was obviously a big factor in Tiger King. If you watch the first and the second series, that's our boy. He's been on the show twice. Solid
Really?
guy.
We
Yeah.
have our logo on his.
We're on his race car.
Yeah, on his race car. Yeah.
That's the race car y'all are on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I did see that because I did do my research.
She did some research.
But-
so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
John Rinke's race car.
Wow.
And John Rinke's a solid lad.
kicks dirt up on the weekends.
We kicked some dirt
oh my
up.
Yeah.
And we're actually sitting pretty good. I think we're about 6 in points right now.
Let's go.
Okay.
Tyler Webb's running the race car. He's doing a good job.
Let's go,
down there.
Tyler.
We
Keep it
appreciate
up,
you.
man.
And
Yes.
yeah, Rink's
Keep
fantastic.
it up, dog.
We love Rink. But anyway, so going back to the Halloween costumes, I played Joe Exotic, which when we're done here, I'll show you
Great
some
photos.
pictures.
Wow, I can't wait to
it's
see
great.
your
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah. And let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah,
actually,
just pull it
live
up.
action.
Yeah. Throw it
Because
on
we
the
had it.
camera.
We had it on the air a couple few years ago when I did it. But I want you to react to it live action if I can find it. Okay, there it is.
I really thought that Joe Exotica was singing, y'all.
All right, so show to this. All right.
Oh my gosh, you nailed it!
I even shaved my beard into it.
Stop!
Yeah.
I want your shirt.
Yeah,
No,
let's
you
see
did
here.
not.
Let's see.
Yes, and the look on your
He
face.
nailed it.
I got the look. If you look real close, I even have the eyebrow ring.
Oh my gosh.
So Halloween, I love
Oh my
it.
gosh.
Butthead's a great idea. What if we do Beavis and Butthead for Halloween?
That would be cool.
I don't know if I would have to be Butthead
Why?
because you look more like Beavis.
I do look more like Beavis.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I do.
But
the
you
Butthead
don't. But
laugh
you don't
better.
like. But you don't like.
You do
Beavis.
the butt-
No,
Butthead
I
laugh
like Beavis. I can't do the Beavis.
maybe you
laugh.
could laugh for me then. I was like, Kevin, hit me with one right now.
This is gonna be cool.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what I want to be for Halloween yet, but I want to try to do something fun.
I'm sure you're gonna come up with that. You seem like a very creative, and you're gonna find something that's gonna work really well.
Yes. Thank you. I hope so.
You could be the new Ariel in Little Mermaid.
Oh, Little Mermaid, and I could
Yeah.
have a friend Orca
Yes,
named Art.
yes,
Whoa.
yes, 100%. I'd be happy to join. Bring the orca energy,
Alpha Orca.
if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you're inspiring me to wear my sunglasses. I knew this was going to happen at some point in this episode.
You gotta put the shades on.
Let's go Ray-Bans.
Gotta put the shades on.
Yep.
I've never
What's
been
up?
to New York, but I be trying to act.
Did it on.
Yes, did it on him.
So let's talk about some acting, because I kind of dip my toe in that water a little bit. I feel
nice.
like it's fun to play
Acting's fun.
characters. I did drama class, growing up, so I did some stuff
Yay.
there. And yeah, it's kind of fun to act a little bit. I like to
It's
act a lot
so
and fuck with
fun.
Arthur, and sometimes I really get one over on him.
Yeah,
You know?
with a reasonable swing. Yeah, you do.
Reasonable swing,
yeah.
yes. But I think acting's fun. Did you do classes or?
I did. I actually studied at John Robert Powers in high school, and I did their sitcom class. They told me I was more funny, so I did sitcom class, and then I did like modeling walk-in classes. Even though I really wanted to be
I
a
knew you
model.
did that.
You did. You had a feeling.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I did theater in high school. So I guess like the art teacher or the theater teacher did have to teach me how to be more dramatic acting at that
Okay.
time, but I didn't take any like theater programs. I definitely feel like I got my performing arts education more from John Robert Powers and church, because like I said, in church is every Sunday, every Wednesday, sometimes Monday night prayer. So I was always rehearsing, always doing stuff in church.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yes. What about you?
As far as what was the question?
Acting.
Acting.
Oh, I mean, I would. The most that I ever acted, I'm going to be extremely honest with this answer, is when I was deceiving people that I loved and cared about to maintain my drug addiction. So that was the biggest acting that I've ever done in my life, and unfortunately, I was extremely good at it. Since then, and I'm like a year and 7 months, and coming up on 8 months, and like I turned the corner. Like I'll never go back. And thank you.
Yes, good job. I know. I'm all taking it so seriously.
No, I appreciate that, and I like to share the story because people are going through that right now, and you know it's a struggle, and it's not going to be easy. But where I'm at now, you know, a year and 7-8 months, like I'm the happiest person I've ever been in my entire life. So you know, not doing too much acting now, but I am extremely authentic at this point. Like I don't act anything other than authenticity, like my truth. Like what is my truth, and I'm going to hold true to that. So I know that was kind of like a skewed way to answer your question.
No, it wasn't,
and
because
even when I would rap, because like I'm a rapper.
That's
at
what I was
heart,
gonna. That's the
like,
only reason why I asked.
No, I would still tell truth back then, because like I wanted music to help move people, and how are you going to move the populace if you are not being honest with your own lyrics? Like, so Tupac is one of my favorites, and he did say straight up that like he would listen to people, and he used rap as a way of telling stories. And so not all the stories he told were his own, and that's his own words. And so I can respect that, and like as long as you are upfront about that, and you're not trying to front and like act like a gangster when you're not, or
that's so true.
You know, because I honestly think that's like being a little, you know, like are you being true? Like are you really like a gangster? And like if you were, then you wouldn't want to live that life.
Yeah.
But like I know people that have been in that life, and they want anything but that life. So to try to like celebrate that and like, you know, make it something like, put it on a pedestal, like, oh, I'm gangsta and I live this life, and like, you know, selling whatever, and you know, if you're actually doing it, like you don't want to do that. And so to like rap about it, I feel like it's important to put that message out there if you're really living that life. So then you can expose the truth. But if you've grown up privileged and you're not really struggling like that, like, and you're just doing it to sell records, like that's fake. And
exactly.
And I think that's bullshit.
And I feel you on that, because even I'm not a rapper or anything, but just kind of feeling like that pressure to be someone that you're not. And then when you're being yourself and people try to tell you or pigeonhole you into a stereotype that they think that you should be, like how you said, like, oh, you're a rapper, you should be rapping about, you know, like gangster stuff. And it's like, no, there's Common, there's A Tribe Called Quest, there's Nas, there's people who, there's Slick Rick, there's fun rappers, there's people who rapped about not that. So like I don't have to be pigeonholed into that place. But it's cool to know that you haven't had like any theatrical or anything kind of training, but you are a performer.
I guess a little bit in middle school, like there was a little bit, but I was never like the stage guy. Like I was so insecure until I was like 19, 20. Like I talked myself out of any opportunity I had because I was in my own head too much. I didn't flow with life, you know, and like life is forever evolving.
Yeah, it is.
And you have to like flow with it. You can't build a dam on yourself, you know, unless you're really trying to like be stagnant. Right. Yep. And so, sure, dams create energy and all this other stuff. I'm sure you could go a lot of places with that analogy, but I want to be in the moving river. I want to be the water, you know. I want to be recycled, go into the ocean, come back, you know, be evaporated, taken back over to the mainland and rain down. like I want the whole cycle.
Yeah, that's cool. That was a cool analogy.
There's always great analogies coming from Mr. Raw over there. And one thing I'd like to add to Art, you know, being that, you know, you come from a rap background, I come from kind of a country background. So a couple things on that industry as well. You know, I'm from New England, so a lot of people are like, what do you mean you're a country boy? You're not from the South, you know.
But it's like universal.
Same thing. It's that stereotyped, you know, if you're a rapper, you have to live this lifestyle. If you're a country boy, you better drive a Chevrolet and, you know, live in the sticks, which generally speaking, you know, we see a lot of these guys play characters in country music now. You know, Florida Georgia Line. You know, there's a lot of these guys just broke up too. I don't know if you guys heard that, but
no, what group?
Florida Georgia Line.
Oh, I never heard.
They're like one of the biggest
You're
pop country bands ever. And when Wheeler Walker would agree with you there for sure. But same thing. You know, kind of piggybacking up what you were saying about like the gangster lifestyle. You know, these guys that get into country music, you know, think that you have to fish, hunt, you know, drive a Chevy, whatever. There's like this stereotype around it. When the fact it's music. it's it's cultural, it's your upbringing, it's how you lived and the experiences that you had, and that's translated into music. And I think we put too much emphasis on characters and playing, you got to live this lifestyle. If you're singing this kind of music, if you're rapping about this, you better have gotten shot twice. I mean, it's nonsense. We've lost touch with the art and the creativity of it, and put too much focus on the characters behind it.
Yeah, and not like this a persona versus, are you really about that life authenticity, authentically? So I definitely stand for crushing stereotypes.
Yeah, good.
It's literally I don't know, I feel like it's just like a natural rebel in me. Maybe not, I don't know if it's a rebel, but I've always had to naturally stand out of the crowd just because of how I naturally can't mesh with what people think I should be.
Yeah, and fuck that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyone
Fuck
who
that.
thinks anything about who whatever should be, I'll go on a raw rant on that. I'll stop right there. Yeah, I'll stop right there.
Because you probably experienced it. And you're like, who are you to tell me who I should be?
Yeah.
Oh, we get it all the time. I mean, when you put yourself out there to the public light, people are going to tell you what you should do this, you should not wear that, you should talk about this, don't talk about that.
Yeah.
You should have this person on, don't have that person on. It's like, get out of here, I mean,
Exactly.
we're going to do what we want to do because we want to do it. We're not doing it to please people. We're not doing it to play characters like Art said earlier. Doing it because you want to do it. It's something you believe in. It's something you put your heart and soul into. That's what it should be about.
It should be.
And your haters are your motivators.
Exactly. Haters are the biggest motivators.
100%.
For real.
That's. I mean, that fired me up more than anything
real.
when we started this project. It was a hold my beer moment. Don't tell me we can't do that. Hold my damn beer.
Exactly. You
Watch
were
it
holding.
now.
You better watch me work. Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Just like when you left the corporate world, I'm sure you experienced some similar things. People are like, oh, that's never going to
Yeah,
work.
they're like, I still get it a little bit. I'm not gonna say no names.
Yeah, no names.
No names.
You can say you know who you are, though.
You know who you are. This is ASMR.
Whoa.
I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know why people are into that, but I kind of get it.
I think I kind of
of
get it too.
So I wanted to tell you that my favorite country singers.
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe they're not my only favorite because I probably have a few more that I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Casey Musgraves.
Oh my
We have
God.
the same birthday.
So I've been in love with her for
Amazing. I
like
love
7
that
years.
Bluebird song.
My favorite song is Slow Burn.
That's a good one.
Slow
Ooh.
Burn's my favorite song.
Follow Your Arrow.
Follow Your Arrow is a good one.
That's a really good
High
one.
Horse is a dope one.
Get off your high horse.
High Horse. So shout out to Casey Musgraves.
Yes.
Shout out to Taylor Swift. I know
T-Swizzle.
she's country pop.
No, she's one of the
That's
most
why-
talented people
I
in the
like
game.
T-Swizzle.
I
I'm gonna
love
give her
her.
talented.
I love Taylor Swift. She-
Songwriter, everything.
definitely. Shania Twain.
Okay.
Give credit when credit's due, of
Shania
course.
Twain. The Dixie Chicks.
Which are now just the chicks because
Oh yeah,
that's
my
offensive
bad.
now.
Ooh, my bad.
Dixie?
The
Dixie?
Chicks.
Yeah,
I
they're
grew up.
just the chicks
Why
because
is Dixie
because it's a
offensive?
Southern term and it was tied to the Confederate flag.
Oh.
Okay. I see.
Wasn't there a whole brand called Dixie, like jeans or
Yeah,
something
yeah, they
back
had
in the day?
it got completely derailed. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
shoot.
that's a whole nother topic. We can go
I
into another
never
time.
even
but
knew that.
they're just the chicks now.
Okay, the Chicks. Dope. And honestly, I like me some Leanne Rimes. I
Oh,
know
Leanne
she's
Rimes is
a little
badass.
messy.
She's kind of like pop.
Yeah.
she's like Southern pop. I feel like.
Yeah, Southern pop. And so far, those are my favorite that I can mention.
I mean, that's a great list.
So that was.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
what about like male country artists?
That's what I like. Keith Urban. That's who it is.
And he's Australian. He's not even American.
That's
He's
okay.
Yeah, he's not.
That's
'Cause
fine.
No, wrong
Australian-
guy. Not Keith Urban. Not Keith Urban. Fuck. Bree, I need you. And tell you everything I'm thinking.
I forgot the name of this.
Oh my gosh.
Look up right now.
But no, there's
a
another
listener out there
guy.
right now, like, this is it.
Right. No, there's a guy. I thought he was cute and I thought he was Keith Urban, but that's someone's husband. It's not
Well, Keith Urban's married to Nicole Kidman.
so it's not him. I don't know his music. It's this other guy that I don't even know, and it feels so horrible. I feel
Well,
really
hey,
bad.
it's
Bree's
okay.
doing research.
Chris Staples?
No, girl, he's tall. He's kind of cute.
Kind of sounds like me.
He was kind of new on the scene like 4 years ago.
Let's see. 4 years ago. I mean, I'm not really into mainstream country much anymore.
See, it got mainstream.
We're gonna figure this
see-
out though before we go off the air.
Yeah, we are because
I'm fine.
I can't think about it, and I'm not gonna say Elvis because I don't even know his music like that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Newer
gonna say
guy
Kid Rock.
called-
Thomas Red. Is that his last name? Make
Girl.
me wanna-
Thomas
That's
Red
the
actually
song.
is
Thomas
pretty
Red.
badass.
We're gonna say that I like him
That's who it is?
because I don't know. No, it's
Are you talking
not.
about Jesse McCartney?
No,
you're pop.
no, but I like Justin.
How about Dirks Bentley? How do you feel about Dirks?
What?
Keep going down the list because
You don't know Dirks Bentley?
I do not know.
Oh my gosh, are you talking about? Wait, is he playing the guitar? What's his name's son? Oh my god.
Girl, we're never gonna figure it out.
We will.
So-
No, no, this man, I don't even know who. I used to know his name.
It's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna distract our minds really quick with
Dang,
with
I
a
feel so
question
bad.
that we
We'll
like to
get it.
ask every single guest.
Okay.
And then by the time you answer this and we come around for the awesome conclusion,
I'm not gonna remember.
we're gonna
his
figure it
name.
out.
Excuse me, I keep laughing at myself. I'm so sorry, because he looks. I can see his face,
Yeah.
but I do not know his name, and I feel bad because I am. I'm not gonna say like I'm just a big feminist girl, but I really love my pop. Like I love my pop girls. You know,
Yeah.
I love my mainstream, cute, fashionable baddies, and I'm not saying that I don't listen to men because I do, because I know that song, and I probably have more male favorite rock artists and like hip hop artists and actors than a country singer. I'm so sorry.
Hey, there's nothing wrong
But
with
you
that.
could, Kevin is my favorite male country singer.
Whoa.
There's my answer.
That's right.
Yes, there
call,
it is.
They call him Kevin Batstone.
Kevin Batstone.
That's right.
That he is my favorite male country artist.
That's a great choice. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a great choice. He won't let you down.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I love it. I love the energy that you're bringing. And honestly, no, Kevin is a great lyricist too, and has written some amazing songs that are stories, and those are the best kind of songs. Like where it's like, you know, the first verse, and then like, all right, this is a good intro, and then you get the meat, the middle, and then you get the conclusion, and maybe like the choruses change slightly depending on what's happening in the song. But I love music for that reason.
Me too, man.
It's the art of creation, and you're obviously a creator. So speaking to an amazing person like yourself, Udemè, is if you can give humanity one piece of advice so everybody could be better tomorrow, what would that piece of advice be?
The first thing that you should do when you wake up in the morning is smile. Smile, smile, smile. Even if you're grumpy, even if you have anything going on in your life, smile and then listen to your favorite song. Dance in a circle. Spin, dance. Just dance and laugh. And then, you know, a spoonful of sugar, mixed medicine go down.
That's great advice. We obviously every week we ask the question, and usually we get the usual stuff: be kind to each other and stuff like that. But I like that. Start your day off with a smile, do a little dancing, maybe write a new tune.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I have to make a confession, and the confession is that I love dancing by myself in my own room.
In your underwear.
Yeah, in underwear, whatever you might be in.
Maybe you're all natural.
But you're just feeling
Exactly,
it. But you're
Will.
just feeling it because, like, when you can cut loose and, like, you know, and we should be celebrating the mornings, you know, and smiling when we wake up because you know what? We're here again above the dirt. All right?
Yeah.
And we have today. And so it's an amazing advice. And when you have a smile, you create smiles. You know, it's so true. Like if you smile at somebody and you're authentic about it, that's the main thing for me is like you have to be authentic. Like you can't
Yes.
just throw like a half shaded smile. Like you have to be really like, hey, like I love like so this morning, I walked to this coffee joint that's like, you know, 3/4 of a mile, so I could get like a little over a mile walking there and back.
Nice.
And there was nobody really in there. There's this dude behind me. And I was saying goodbye after I grabbed my cup of coffee. I was like, hey, I hope you have a wonderful day to the barista and Genuine. And then this dude, he was standing there. I was like, hey, man, I hope you have a wonderful day too. And he didn't hear me. And I was like, yo, man. And he like looked over and I'm like, yo, I hope you have a fantastic
Oh,
day
good,
too.
yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am. And he's like, me too. And it's just that energy when you're like being intentional about that and, you know, making yourself smile, making yourself appreciate something, spinning around in circles, like whatever that means to you, you should do that because like when you're free in that moment, you know, that is living. All right. That is
Yes.
being alive. And to appreciate life and appreciate the little moments, like waking up, having another beautiful day on this planet.
Yeah.
And even if you're struggling, like, you're strong enough to overcome that. It's still a beautiful day.
Exactly. Still a beautiful day. It's still a beautiful opportunity. And like you said, like, you're here, and just be joyous to yourself first, you know? And like you were speaking earlier about being selfish, and that is a positive way of being selfish. It's smiling for yourself first.
Yes.
Being happy with yourself first. Being happy for yourself first. And then you can be happy for everybody. You can be happy to everybody. Or like you said, if you're having a hard time smiling, at least you're going to give someone I see, yes, you too. A smirk. If you can't give a full smile, you're going to end up giving a smirk if you smile when you first wake up in the morning. I've been doing it
Start the day off right, yeah.
a while.
Just don't jump on and be on your phone immediately.
Yeah, definitely don't do that unless your phone is going to play you something relaxing.
Amazing
unless
music,
you're turning off that, alarm, or unless you're turning on that song that's going to make you smile.
Yes.
But definitely turn on something and smile.
Yes.
Literally force that smile. Force that laugh. Get them endorphins popping, because we definitely, all of us that are here, we are on the other side of the pandemic, which was huge for humanity. We're trying to be like, that was huge. And now we're in the roaring 20s of 2020s. So if we saw how they did it 100 years ago, how do we want to do it now? And how we're going to use this beautiful time now, and how we're going to get it ready for, just like Dr. Maria Michaels was saying, 49 generations later. How are we going to teach them how to be mentally happier and healthier and happy with one another and happy just on earth, So I feel like that's like where it starts. And it definitely then it makes me thankful for my grandparents, for my parents, for those people who had to live so much before I got here so I can live. Could you think about them waking up in 1902, smiling, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or a little, or maybe smiling because they don't know what else is going on across the world, because their news wasn't that quick, like how it is now. And that's why it's so important for us to do that even more now. Because like we can wake up, we can see the news from the entire the entire earth, and then some.
Instant.
Yep. And then we hear what's going on in the planets. They just discovered 15 more planets, and now there's an alien orbiting. And we're like, ah! Oh my gosh! And then it's like, no, smile. Okay, we're still good. We can smile. It's a lot of information for our little human brains, but we're going to smile. We're going to remember that my life matters first, and then I can worry about everybody else's life, you know?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, going back to 1902, these guys didn't have that information. We have too much information now. We talked about this last night with our guests. Too much information coming at us too fast is a lot of fear. It gets people panicked, right?
Yep.
It creates division. It creates fear and people not wanting to leave the house and things of that nature. When we just get back to the roots, like you said, getting out of bed, doing a little dance, putting a little music on. If you wake up and you're scrolling the news immediately, you're already probably going to be a little bit anxious, I feel like. Because anytime you scroll the news, there's going to be some shit in there that you're going to be like,
Like, whoa, that happened to someone? Oh my gosh.
It's just negativity after negativity. You're filling your head with this stuff, and then the fear just piles on with that. And again, I have a lot of opinions on that. I try to stay away from a lot of the mainstream media just because that's not that I don't trust what's going on. I just don't need it. It doesn't add value to my life. It's good to be informed. I stay informed of what's going on around me, peers, community, what have you. But I don't need to know all that information.
All of it,
It's just too much.
Literally too much, especially when it comes to then adulting. And then like being this generation of adults where it's so much different than 30 years ago, but still the same, but different. Like same, but different. The same, but different. Like our parents, I don't know about you guys, but had like families and marriages in their 20s, like, and serious about that. Like they're 40, like how we, no offense for me, probably how I want to be in my 40s. And I'm like, I don't know how y'all did it. I don't know how y'all got y'all's minds to be that mature right now. I'm watching Disney Plus. I don't know how you guys did it. I commend you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, absolutely. My parents have been married, they got married in 1974. So they're coming up on almost 50 years. Mom and dad still proudly married.
That's so cool.
Good job. They tune in.
Yes,
fantastic role models.
Absolutely.
Thank you for making a great son.
I really appreciate the support, Mom and Dad. Love you. Don't
I
make me get emotional.
For a long time like that.
Do it.
I'm not going to do it.
We love you, Mom
I'm
and
going to keep
Dad.
button up. No,
What are their zodiac
You're my mom and dad.
signs?
Mom is a Aquarius. Dad's a Libra.
Hey, ooh, air signs right here.
Yep.
Ooh, their love is breathing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Mom and Dad, you guys kick ass. We love you.
Okay, I hope the chemistry's fire.
I love it. I love it. So many great things within this conversation. It's crazy how time flies. I know that we could easily just, and we're gonna keep talking off mic, right?
Yes.
Like,
This party's just getting started.
yeah, we're gonna keep this moving. We're gonna keep this going. But the challenge of the week for this week needs to really be centralized around the morning. I want to play off of what you were saying as far as smiling when you get up. Let's challenge ourselves to really be conscious of the first hour of our day. How is that first hour spent? What do you normally do when you wake up? Do you even think about what you're doing, or like do you just like open up? Like, what are you doing in your first hour of the day? And is that actually going to put you in a position to succeed and overcome any obstacle on the second hour of your day? Like, so that's the challenge of the week. Let's focus on our first hour of our day right after we wake up. You know, what are we spending our time doing? How are we treating ourselves? And I love your advice to humanity.
Yes.
It was perfect.
Thank you. It's definitely something that's helped me to I've already always been an optimistic person, but when I went through some tough times in life, I had to be even more creative with how to continue to stay being this optimistic person. And that was definitely one of the ways. And like you said, the first hour, I always make sure that my first 30 minutes is so impactful. So it was so cool that you just said that. Yes. And thank you guys for joining in on this amazing podcast. Follow me on Instagram at Udemè with 3 E's. UDEMEE.
Yes. And we're going to share all that too.
Yeah, that'll be in the show notes down below, guys, of course.
I always want to say that.
What a fun
Killed it.
podcast.
Killed it.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, you're going places. You have the good energy. I can tell you're an entertainer. You know, I'm a good people reader, as Art knows, and I can just tell.
Thank you.
Udemè is going places.
Thank you.
Okay, so again, thanks for being a part of our show. It means a lot. Thanks for the beautiful artwork that you gave us.
Check out Art by Udemè.
And look at that.
Check it
That's
out.
cool.
Extremely talented. Everybody represent. You know, this is how dreams are built: is consistency and doing the right thing. And you know what? It's not easy. It shouldn't be easy. So challenge yourself and get it done. And most importantly, be good to yourself.
You know you deserve it, guys, and we really appreciate all the love and support that we get here at Discussion Combustion Podcast. We're so fortunate to be able to sit down every week. It's been a busy week. We got a lot of episodes dropping. September 19th, big announcement coming, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. These guys are in the studio. They can see some of the things happening, but tune in Monday. This thing's dropping at 8 a.m. Major announcement coming, guys. It's going to change the scene of Denver.
Yes.
Okay, this is big, guys. This is big. So we're closing this one out. Udemè, you were fantastic.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. Big anticipation. You guys are dope.
Thank you.
Right back at you.
Yes.
We'll see you soon, guys.